what you're saying. Nani? Get out my business, okay?
Hey man, how you doing? It's ETFactz. Welcome to another edition of Facts Only Interviews, starring yours truly, ETFactz. And guess who we have in the booth today? It is Heero. Now I know y'all know this guy, but Heero's a lay low kind of guy. He's a clandestine kind of fella. Does not like to advertise who his past life. He wants everybody to know him as this head shaved, dread mohawk comic artist slash lifesaver slash debonair suave gentleman and whatnot.
The Renaissance
But
man.
yeah, Heero was a bruiser back in the day. Heero doesn't like to talk about his bruising days. He wants to be known as the chunky cuddles teddy bear gentle giant that he is.
Change your life, baby.
Yes, but no, I know Heero on a very, very personal basis. Obviously, I talk to this human being every day, dang near, for lengthy amounts of time. We won't say how much time, but yes, me and this dude talk pretty much every day. Obviously, we have to. We do this. I mean, we don't have to. We choose to talk to each other. But I know so many awesome things about him, and I've been trying to get him to tell his story, but he refused to do so. So I was like, well, how about I just interview you and ask you questions that you do not know, and then you will answer them whatever way you see fit to answer them. So
See fit is a very key word here.
yeah, as you see fit. Yeah. So Heero is from Chi-Town. Hence, this is why we are on this Endurance 24 challenge. We got Omberg and Russo. But Heero, can you tell everyone how you actually were born in the United States?
So for me, it's to tell the dualities, like because you have a naming ceremony and all that good stuff that happens, right? So
Hmm.
when you're born, when my mom first figured out she was pregnant with me, she was already here and completing up class. But this thing, like in the first 2 days of you being born, you have to be named, and it's a bidding war, right? They get to bid on naming you. So the bid for me was pretty high because I was the firstborn and I was a male. So I got to travel a lot when I was born. So I was born 2 days later. I was on a plane, like on a plane to Nigeria, where I was going for my naming ceremony, and I think the highest bid for my name came from my grandfather, which got the hero part. It's Ibrahim Olashedi Abdullah, which means the helping hand of God, which they describe as a hero. So that's where the name Heero comes from. A lot of people always try and tribute like, you can only have 3 names. Now shut up with your Western culture, okay? I can have as many names as my grandfather wants me to have. It's a tradition that the eldest male names the firstborn, and it continues on because his name was Valor, truth, love, and hope, and so on and so forth. So that's the trajectory of our naming ceremonies. We take our names very serious. We live and die by them, and they're a defining moment of who we are.
Mm, wow. See, that's one thing I know that is missing a lot in Western culture is having a culture. Period. I mean, I don't consider pop music and celebrity hullabaloo as culture. I mean, these are traditions that mean something, that help define a family, a community, and gives people a sense of pride about where they come from and what it is that they're walking in every day. So having the name Heero, being the firstborn, what kind of responsibilities does that entail? And just to give y'all some background, I pulled up on Heero like a year and a half ago at his mother's 60th birthday party, and there was hundreds of people there, and everyone because Hero's the firstborn, he's the eldest male, and he was standing in the stead of his father. Everybody deferred to him. Everyone. I had never seen anything like that. They treated him like they probably would have treated his father if his father was there.
There's a
Um,
lot. There's a lot that goes into it, and it's a thing like you build on respect, right? Because your
yeah.
opinion matters in the sense of your family's trajectory, like who you are.
Mhm.
From a leader standpoint matters. So like when you think about it in the grand scheme of thing, like Eric was there. 2 hours. Like I was the last one to show up to the party, rightfully so, because grandma, grandmama doesn't speak English and she's at the airport and the cab rider was supposed to get her. She doesn't want to get in, and she requested me by name, so I'm going to go pick her up. Certain amount of food couldn't make it because the truck was broke down. Guess who got to go get that? Like a lot of people treated me well, but I think it comes from the fact that they know the sacrifices I've made. My mom was of the mindset her party is supposed to start at 6 on the dot. Hero's not here, we're not starting, and I'm just like, go ahead and start. Like I'm changing in the closet next door. Go ahead and start. Luke can do it, and Luke deferred and said no. Luke paid for the whole damn thing. Yeah. But ultimately, the mindset, tradition trumps everything, even being comfortable in certain situations. As our family has grown, a lot of things have changed about our tradition. But I think what people fail to really grasp is that you don't become a leader because it's advantageous for you. You really became a leader because it's expected of you. You have to acquire those skill sets. So I'm always grateful to even though my dad's not here, he did his job. He did his job in 15 years, so he left. Why would you stay here and just keep paying taxes?
Yeah, that's called being an efficient parent. I like it. So how do you think the traditions and the culture have helped you define who you are as a man today? And how do you think those experiences have propelled you to become the person that you are?
A big thing that I guess you try and make sense of while you're doing all of this is you ask yourself is what you're learning going to be useful to you in the future? Is it going to impact you meaningfully in the future? I'm very jealous. I often find myself being jealous of other people's story in my family timeline, such as the twins, Love and Hope. Their story was so amazing to me, as they were people who grew up hating each other with the names Love and Hope. Love got banished from our family, right? Exiled. And he found hope through love and was brought back to the family because of it. But it's what's the mode of expression here? What is going to be your thing that's going to bring you up here? I think ultimately what my family has always taught me, and the things that I want to do, as a man, you have to be graceful, gentle, thoughtful, prepared, knowledgeable, okay with making mistakes. And I think above all, especially in our family, move forward. Everyone's waiting on you. Everyone in our families, there's too many successful people in our family. I find that to be
there's no such thing as too many. There cannot be too many.
But like I said, I find that to be a great problem to have, because we're constantly competing against each other. We constantly want to see the better version of ourselves. Through personal conversations, I'm constantly coming after people in my family. There's no because you're not allowed to be mediocre, and it's not because you want to. It's because you have to. If I go down, next man up mentality. So I need to make sure you're ready. It's not about me making sure you're happy. Your happiness isn't up to me. It's up to you. But being prepared for life, that's something I have a say so in. So I make sure I can do that.
How does your family respond to the way that you are with them? Are they encouraged by it? Are they upset about it? Or how does that work out?
I think it's twofold, because right now we're in a spot that's kind of strange, where we're the big three, which would be me, Nafi, and Luke. We have ascended now to a certain level where we have a say so in family matters. We dictate the trends of family matters. So our parents default to us. We give them we give the instructions, we make the decisions. They wanted to make a building outside of the house in Nigeria. Hey, what do the kids want to do? Because we're not going to be the ones taking care of it. And also, in our family life, in our livelihood, it comes down to you as a parent. If you've done your job in the beginning, your kids can take over and run the household. I think my method is, especially me as a dreamer, I'm a person who constantly wants to have the best of both worlds. I want everyone to be happy. I want everyone to reach their goals and be successful. So as a person who's constantly taking L's, in order to see that next level. I take pride in hearing them say stuff like, I only went to get my degree because Heero did. I only went to go. I moved out the house and went to California because I saw Heero go to Arkansas and do it. I didn't feel like I needed to know somebody here before I did it. I found myself being as a leader, being not the person who like enjoys the most, but endures the most from taking the brunt of the blows of the earth. Like I go out, I experience the world, and I come back and report and say, this is what I found. Now you know where these traps are. Don't make the same mistake.
How do your siblings feel? Well, I won't say how they feel. How have they responded to? I mean, you alluded to a little bit, but do you think the outcomes are positive and have helped propel your family to that next level?
I hope they're constantly thinking about what's next. I hope that they say, dang, I hope Heero can do this next, or I hope that we can do this. I hope that, he gets this real estate license and everything, and he gets 6 properties under our name. I hope that if I come see him in Wisconsin or wherever, I can have a space in my own space. Like, it's never enough. As a leader, for them, they know what my mentality is. I'm never going to be satisfied. If it's not the comic book, if it's not the podcast, if it's not if it's not education, if it's not personality, if it's not personal development. So like,
I want to put a pin here because you said something, and I know the people who watch us regularly know that Heero, again, like I said, Heero and I talk a lot, and this is a conversation that we've had about not being satisfied, and I really want you to elaborate on this because I know I've talked about it. I've talked about it with my wife, and we bought a condo. I was excited. I said no, I was not excited. She had, we paid off for the car. She was like, "Are you excited?" We paid off the house. She was like, "Are you excited?" I was like, "No." She's like, "Well, when are you gonna get excited?" I said, "I'll get excited when I roll over one day and I wake up and I don't have to ask permission to go somewhere to have my time to myself." I said, "That's the time when I'll have a sigh of relief. I'll celebrate for a few days, and then it's back to the next thing." Can you talk about the mindset, the determination, and the will that it takes to live by an ideal as strong as that?
Like it's unworldly to them, man. The Heero be on it. Like, dang, where you get? And it's just like, when I was young, I got tired of being a loser. I am more tired.
Yeah.
As a young person, I got tired of being hungry. I got tired of being not enough. I got tired of having to depend on some. I got tired of waiting on people. I got tired of depending on people. And don't take this as a, you can't do this, you can't do that. But at the end of the day, and I say this a lot to people, and a lot of people are afraid to die alone because, that's like the thing, like what is all your achievement is coming. If you're truly successful, you get a glimpse of that feeling at the end because it's lonely at the top. It's the air is thin at the top. A lot of people don't fail because the world's against them as much as they're against themselves. You say you want to be invested. Like I think about the forms of income. I want to have 5 streams of income, right?
Yep.
I got 3 right now. I'm working on my 4th one. You know how messed up it would be if I just woke up one day and was like, okay, I'm not going to do this YouTube thing anymore. Oh, I'm not going to wake up at 6:45 to read the charts on the index and see what's going on. Today at work, I'm not going to, I'm just going to call in every day. It's easy to lay down and sleep. It's hard to get up and grind. A lot of people are afraid of mediocrity, but the world is in essence is average, and it's okay to be average, but you can still be yourself. Because for some strange reason, this illusion of average. You know what's average? $250,000 and all your bills being paid off. That sounds amazing to me. I'd be average if that was the case. So
absolutely,
don't lose yourselves in this title. Wake up, see what you want, go get it. don't get it that day, go to sleep, re-strategize, start again. Keep finding ways to improve yourself. I don't know. There's a part of me that also says, like, you know, it benefits to have certain people in your corner, right? I had a great foundation that made it a lot easier for me to do this. But I think, you know, after having to travel 1 mile to get well water so I could take a shower for 7 months, that was enough motivation for me. Like, you couldn't tell me anything after that. What are you going to intimidate me with? What is going to be harder than that? Not in this country, not for me. I mean, it's just not for me. Like, I'm pretty sure people struggle, but like having to chase a chicken so I could get them in the chicken coop so I could have eggs in the morning. What more could be hard? What could be more difficult?
Yeah.
I think we just need to preface ourselves with having, not taking on the big picture all the time. Micromanage yourself. Do the little things great, and the big things will come together.
You know what? I couldn't have said that any better. You know, I've often told, and it's something I tell my staff. I say, you guys do the difficult things really well, and you do the easy things really, really mediocre, and mediocre at best.
Yeah.
It's like, it's just the attention to detail. See, and this is a conversation about greatness, because what all these things Hero's talking about are the building blocks for greatness. You look, this is high resolution camera. Look at his eyes. You see the bags under his eyes here? Look at my eyes. You see bags under my eyes? Is it because we're tired? Nah, not really. This is how we look on a normal basis. Our eyes are like this. We get maybe 4 hours of sleep a night.
Yeah, your brain just
because
doesn't let you relax. Could you, like, I remember one time I was feeling so relaxed one day, I was like, nah, there's got to be something going on that I could be like, like even as this live stream's going on, I have 7 appointments set up. Y'all saw half this house. The basement is intact. The rest of this house is packed. It's like, and it's just something subconsciously in your mind that's saying, and then what? And that's been my mantra for 2021. Oh man, I just finished chapter 10. Okay, and then what? Okay. Oh, I just finished editing all the podcasts together. And then what? I just finished meal prepping for a week. And then what? If you don't have the what's next mentality, you're going to be left behind. And it's not the world. Because a lot of people are confused that they're competing against the world. You are literally just competing with your previous person, the person from yesterday. And if the person from yesterday is better than the person today, you've lost. You've lost.
Okay. All right, now I gotta ask you a question here, bro. Did you play Mario Kart as a kid?
Of course.
All right. How many times did you do the time trial?
Oh man. Well, okay, and Diddy Kong Racing was my humble brag,
Diddy
right
Kong Racing. Yes. How many times did you do the time trial?
Over and over and over again.
And can you explain to the people what the time trials were on Diddy Kong Racing?
So Diddy Kong Racing has the time trials where the ghost of you, like say, for example, the first lap, you just do the first lap. And then when you start the second lap, a ghost of your first lap will appear showing you what you just did. And your goal is to beat yourself. And there's something interesting about that, because if you don't perfect the course, if you don't get the right tags, if you don't get the boosts at the right time, you'll fall behind yourself. And there's something nauseating about looking forward and seeing the ghost of you. It's literally telling you you're behind your failures. And it has to be something that jars your inner drive to get better. The thing that made it so crazy for me was, especially why I brought Diddy Kong Racing, because Diddy Kong Racing has a bunch of like backdoor hacks. And in that effort of trying to get better and beat my time, it dawned on me that staying on the track isn't the best way of beating yourself. It's just the track. It's set up so that if you follow it, you'll win. You'll finish. But if you truly want to beat yourself, you have to see the track and see where, okay, I can save 3 seconds if I cut here. I can save 10 seconds if I double jump here. If I go this route, there's a boost on this side. On the other right, there's a magnet route. Like, understanding the playing field makes it so much more easy for you to plan your day and your life around it. And that's why I think it's so important to have this built-in structure. Because if you're used to waking up early anyway, because you have to do the stock market, getting up to go to work ain't gonna be difficult. If you know when it's time to cut yourself off the wagon, hey, I gotta go home, then it's not difficult for you to go out and celebrate because you know when you have to leave. It's just about having discipline. I think the two pains of regret come to mind here. There's two types of regret. The regret that you physically feel, like that pain, like you should have picked something up and then you cut yourself, and then that pain of regret where like you knew better, you saw it, you even told yourself. Has this ever happened to you, Eric? Like you'll be talking throughout the day and you'll see that one thing that you're supposed to do all day and you go over it, and then it comes back to haunt you, and you just sit there and think about, like, if I had just done it then. In those moments when I have that moment of self-realization, like maybe I should do this right now because I know this is gonna come out, I stop whatever I'm doing and I do it right away.
Yep. My mama used to tell me all the time, son, don't do tomorrow what you can do right now. She used to tell me, ain't no time like the present. Man. So if you get it in the mood, in the mode, hey, this is something that I need to do, I just don't feel like doing it, just do it anyway. Because what that does is it cuts off the root of procrastination. As a young adult, one of the most dangerous things that you can have happen to you is allow yourself to be bitten by the procrastination bug. You'll never get anything accomplished. And what you end up happening, if you allow it to go on long enough, you'll watch all the people who are behind you and all the people that were shoulder to shoulder with you at the beginning of that adult race take off and go farther and faster than you did. And sometimes resentment comes, oh, I'm better than them and this, that, and the third. And I'm like, well, if you were better than them, you would actually be living better than them. So there are one or two things. Either what you're saying is completely true and they got lucky, which is generally not what happened, or you got lazy and procrastinated and they got up and did what Heero said. They got less sleep than you. They put in more hours than you work-wise. They perfected a skill, a talent, or a craft, and now they're doing well for themselves. That is 100% their fault. And also, you not having those things is 100% yours. So do not become that person. Do not put off tomorrow what you can do today. Yes, you do. The only person you're competing with is yourself. Compete with yourself. Compete with yourself. That's it.
Yeah, and I tell you, hey, look, if you're 5'3", you're not going to dunk a basketball. You're not going
unless you're Muggsy Bogues.
Was Muggsy Bogues 5'3"? He was 5'8".
He was 5'3" and could dunk, sir.
Are you kidding me? Google that.
Google it. Google it. No, I'm gonna let you Google it. Muggsy Bogues.
I don't know how to spell Muggsy Bogues. You're challenging me here.
M-U-G Muggsy M-U-G-S-Y Bogues B-O-U-G B-O-G-U-E-S Bogues. Okay. Yeah, he could dunk. Back when he was playing with Charlotte.
I saw him dunk, so I know it's possible. But like once again, that's 1 in a million, right?
Fluke. What? Hold on. Now, all right, I'm getting challenged, Altenberg. No, you're talking Spud Webb. He's from Dallas. I know he was 5'7". He definitely could dunk. But yeah, Muggsy actually could dunk.
I've seen Muggsy Bogues dunk. I've seen that tape. Unless that was doctored. Like I was a young child, so it could easily deceive me. I know Muggsy Bogues is definitely dunked. I've seen that. But we've updated our numbers for that part, at least for this segment. Eric, unless you had something else you want to throw in there in the questionnaire.
Hey man, I appreciate you giving some people some background into that, man. It's really good, and I think it's really motivating for all the other people who are getting ready to be step into adulthood. They need to hear something like this.
Yeah, some great in understanding leadership and stuff like that. A lot of it comes trial by fire. To be a good leader is first to be a good follower. A good follower just pays attention, open mind. But hey, we appreciate you guys. Eric, this is Eric's show, so I'll let him close off. You see how like I just try and bully people out of their roles, Eric. Man.
Nah, no worries, man.
I'm
nah, man. Hey, man, we again greatly appreciate my man coming on here answering some questions. It's been greatly appreciated. This is Facts Only Interview. I am ETFactz. That has been Heero, and I hope you guys got some insight into the mindset that it takes to be a leader, to move forward, move forward, and to accomplish things.
Slow it down and we can catch the vibe. But it's so hard to find through the daily grind. Been working overtime, and I'm sleep deprived. Shorty on my line and we fuck battles and fight. Seems like every night, don't care who's wrong or right. I hope the end is sight. Slow it down and we